Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Well, that fastball seems a lot quicker after 2 straight off-speed pitches.
Swing and a miss at the curveball, and there's your second out of the inning.
Looks like he's finding his bearings here a little bit better in the second after a rough first inning. He gets the strikeout right here, but boy, he could have used one of these an inning ago, that's for sure.
Jason Castro, the catcher, is in. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one.
Well, much better here in the second inning. To me, he looked a little bit tentative early on. It's starting to look like he's finding the rhythm now.
Pulled toward right center field. Bourne will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Astros go down 1-2-3. After 2, it's a 2-0 ball game. A beautiful day here in the Space City as we're all set for the start of the third inning on the show. Tyler Flowers leads it off here. Bottom third of the order set to go here in the third.
Well, he's faced the minimum so far, and obviously it's still early, but they need to get something going because you can't let this guy settle in out there.
Got him fishing that time. 0-1.
Look at the pitch count here. It's the third inning. I've seen leadoff batters burn through this many pitches. He's hardly broken a sweat.
And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Batting 8, second baseman, Jace Peterson.
Jace Peterson digs in here for his first appearance. Lifted in the air to center field. Gomez has a play. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
That ball was hit well, and it might have been a different story if he pulled it. Instead, he hit it to the big part of the ballpark, and he's retired.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in the speedy center fielder, Michael Bourne. Keuchel gets the sign. Here's the first pitch. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. And indeed it will. He throws him out at first, and the side is retired. Braves retired on just 4 pitches. They trail things here 2-0. Jose Altuve will stand in now. He took home the Silver Slugger Award in the American League a year ago.
Altuve.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a...
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, here's a little trivia for you, Matt. On May 1st of 2012, Jose Altuve faced Mets pitcher John Roush, who's 6 feet 11 inches tall. The 1.5-foot height differential is said to be the most in MLB history between a pitcher and batter.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
And after giving up those 2 first-inning runs, he's really been able to settle down, and now that's 6 in a row he's retired.
George Springer set to try it again at the plate. He reached on an error and then eventually scored last time up.
Yeah, still looking for his first hit of the game, so let's see if he can come through with that one right here.
First offering on its way. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2. I'll tell you, he's already hit one guy. He is not afraid to work inside.
No, and as much as I hate to say it, pitchers have just as much right to the inside part of the plate as you do.
Well, you take a swing at a pitch like that, you're lucky that you only got sawed off. He's going to have to go find himself another piece of lumber.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Well, so much for your number 1 and 2 guys being your table setters. And they're both gone now on back-to-back strikeouts.
Here's Carlos Correa now. As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And did he go around? No, he did not. Ball 2.
You know, sometimes when you're thinking fastball, you try to get moving just a little bit early. And that's a good job of recognizing off speed and then holding back on the swing.
Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
And he's got a little bit of work to do now to avoid that first walk.
Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. More baseball from Minute Maid Park right after this. Ender Inciarte is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
First pitch of the inning is taken downstairs for a ball. It's 1-0.
And I think that might have been a first. The first ball they've taken the entire game. Sound the trumpets.
Ripped down the line. Oh, look at Valbuena. And now a bobble, and he's not going to have a play.
Yeah, and you watch this again. It was a great play just to lay out to get this thing, and he knows he's going to have to hurry. But as he scrambles up to his feet, he forgets one small detail, and that's the baseball. And that should go down as an infield hit. Here's Eric Ibar now.
grounded back up the middle. A diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And not really much of a chance to recover there as he'll reach first on what undoubtedly will be scored as an infield single.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman will stand in now with 2 on here and nobody out to begin the inning.
And on the mound, he hasn't found himself in too many rough spots so far, so this might be his first real test of the ballgame.
Out in front of it, strike 1. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And a rather easy first out. So 2 men are on with 1 man out. And standing in, the powerful right fielder, Nick Markakis. Keuchel pauses. First pitch on its way. Now started to go down after it, and he couldn't hold back. It's strike 1. And here's a slider that runs inside that time, and that'll keep him from diving out over the plate. Well, they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now.
When you're in a key spot like this, you can't allow yourself to get tied up that badly.
Now a swing, and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And this will land foul. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. On the move is Gomez. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning. And he is in there.
A little bit of a risk there with 2 away. You don't want to run yourself into a double play to end the inning, but he's able to make it up there, and that puts runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Adonis Garcia gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
And with 2 outs, you want to make sure those guys earn that run. Well, don't let them score on a wild pitch.
Hot shot towards the hole. Base hit, and that'll get a run in.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit. This is out over the plate, and he knows just what to do with it. Drives this one to right field and picks up that RBI from third.
Here's the switch-hitting Nick Swisher as he goes after the first pitch and lines one out toward right center. And this is going to get down out there. Extra bases for Swisher. And the runner from second is in to score.
Now batting.
So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Tyler Flowers stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Swung on and missed that time. It's 0-1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. 1-2.
Still needs one more strike, but hey, if he can get out of here only giving up 2 runs, I'd call that a win.
1-2 is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2. Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now.
Now, he does have first base open, so he doesn't have to come in right here. He can try to make that perfect pitch, and you know what? If he misses, who cares?
He's set. Here's the 3-2. Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4, and we are tied 2-2. Colby Rasmus will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so. First pitch of the inning misses here to the cleanup man. It's 1-0.
And if he can get himself into a fastball count, don't be surprised if he has a big cut at something. Maybe try and break this tie ball game.
And he's retired, 1 away. So the base is empty here with 1 away, and standing in the speedy Carlos Gomez. First pitch coming. Here it is. He'll hold off on the slider to start the at-bat. It's ball 1. And Gomez not biting on that one either. It's 2-0 now.
But this is a good approach when you're facing a pitcher you're not too familiar with. Take a look at a few and see what he's got.
1 out, nobody on. And this ball's pretty well struck high and deep to left field. And that nearly broke our tie, but instead it's a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Hit high but foul, as that'll get in amongst the fans. Trying to nibble here, and he misses to run it full now. 3-2. And he looks at ball 4 now, so he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of the steal when he's on base.
That's an easy take right there on the 3-2 pitch. Not all that inviting at all. You want to at least make the guy think about hacking up there. Instead, now he's on with 1 away.
Evan Gattis will step forward now following the walk, as he'll hit with a definite speed threat at first and 1 away.
You can bet he's going to see some fastballs in this at-bat. I'd be looking dead red.
In there, strike 1.
Well, anytime you throw a first pitch strike to less than 50% of the hitters you're facing, you're looking for trouble, but not so in this game. We're in the middle innings here, and he's still pitching well.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he didn't seem to do him any favors with the previous batter, and now here's another call that goes against him on the mound.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Underhanded flip to second for 1. On to Freeman, and they turn the double play to end the inning. So nothing happening this time around. We played 4 full, and we are tied 2-2. Jace Peterson heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Second baseman, Jace Peterson.
And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1.
And against a guy like this, you're usually only going to get 1 pitch to hit in that bat. Sometimes you might not even get that, so that's one he may want back.
And it's quickly 0-2. Keuchel's ready. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he'll start the fifth the same way he ended the fourth, with a punch-out, 1 away.
And this is a spot where, to me, you don't need to play home run derby here. I mean, if your last name is Pujols or Fielder, maybe, but for a guy like this, you just try to get on base and give your guys a chance to drive you in.
Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Gomez giving chase. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
The left fielder, number 11.
Ender Inciarte steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error on the Atlanta line score. And he looks like a new man out there as this is swung on and missed. It's 0-2 now.
This is a guy that's got to understand his abilities here.
Threw it right past him, a swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. Luis Valbuena will step in now to lead off the inning as his guys look to maybe break the rut they've been stuck in.
Yeah, and after that first inning, it's been all zeros since. And once he kind of got settled into that groove, he's been a difficult nut to crack.
Hit hard on the ground to the right, and that is through into right field for a single.
Check this out on show track. It's not a bad first pitch. It's down. It's on the outside part of the plate. Hey, if you can get guys to swing at that, you're going to have a lot of success. Just didn't work out here.
John Singleton is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Squared that one up just a little late. 2-2 is our score. Leadoff man aboard at first here with nobody out. This is in the air out to right field. Markakis has a read on it. 1 down.
Well, the only good news that comes out of this at-bat is that he stayed out of the double play. Other than that, this at-bat really didn't achieve a whole lot.
Jason Castro will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1.
And you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
A good high fastball. Maybe something to try and change the eye level there. And now, I might anticipate another slider down in the zone, maybe even in the dirt.
And he'll lunge out of the crouch to make the play for out number 2.
And this is right where they wanted this thing. You see it on show track there? They wanted to take him up around the letters, hoping for the pop-up, and that's exactly what they got.
Jose Altuve will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming a mind game, and you'll start falling into some pretty bad habits.
Tried to hold back, but this is popped up. Peterson is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. 1 left for Houston through 5, all even at 2-2. Eric Ibar makes his way to the box to lead us
Hitting out
off
for the
in the
Braves.
6th inning.
Shortstop, Eric Ibar.
First pitch of the at-bat. This is skied into the air to straightaway center. Gomez on the run. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning.
And this is all about taking charge out there. That's the center fielder's ball if he can get there. So he calls everybody off, and he makes the play easily.
Freddie Freeman will get his 3rd shot at it here. He's bounced out and popped out in his previous 2 trips.
Well, on the bright side, I guess, he is putting the ball in play. He's just not getting that solid contact that you're looking for when a guy's really seeing the ball well.
Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're...
Meanwhile now, this ball's trouble as it looks like it'll be good for extra bases. And he's not stopping. He wants 3. The tag, and he is called out trying to stretch 2 bases into 3.
Well, once his ball got out there, you figured it was a sure double, but he decided to risk it and try for 3. It's a pretty big gamble to take when you're already in scoring position, and here it doesn't pay off.
Here's Nick Markakis now, the right fielder. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike 1.
And I wish more guys would pitch like this. I mean, look at that pitch count right there. That is really low for this stage of the game, and it's because he's throwing strikes and challenging guys.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
Boy, he is just wearing guys out with that 2-seam fastball. I don't care if it's inside, outside, he's really hitting his spots well.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error on the Atlanta line score. Lifted the other way to left center. Rasmus calls for it, and that retires the side. Braves are set down 1-2-3. Home half of the 6th inning coming up, deadlocked at 2 apiece. George Springer will stand in here. 0 for 2 with a run scored so far.
Fielder, George Springer.
Grounded to short. There's Ibar. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Carlos Correa.
Carlos Correa will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start. On his way to pitch number 75. Fastball that gets the inside corner, strike 1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2.
And this is part of why he's had a lot of success so far. He's done a lot of work on the edges and stayed out of the middle of the strike zone.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And here's a changeup in there for a called 3rd strike, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Boy, and just a great call that time to turn to the changeup. That's one of those at the plate where you don't even wait for the umpire to make the call. You know you're a goner.
Colby Rasmus strides in, grounded out his last time through. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. And he lays off for ball 1.
Yeah, that's a good spot to miss against a guy like this. He loves that pitch up in the zone. Most power hitters do, so That's not a bad idea to give him one above the letters.
Change up just off the black, and it's 2-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Carlos Gomez would be next if they can keep this inning alive. That's in there, and it'll run the count to full, 3-2. A shot down the first baseline. And on to first with it is Freeman, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. 6 innings complete, all square at 2-2. Back here at Minute Maid Park in Houston. All tied at 2 apiece as we get set to start the 7th. But before we do, let's have a look at our game summary through the first 6. Adonis Garcia will stand in here to start the 7th. EK, it's been a pitching and defense afternoon all throughout.
Yeah, neither starter looking like he's ready to blink. Neither one of them looking all that tired just yet.
Now the Astros are going to get a left-hander up and cranking out in the bullpen. Right back at him and off his glove. Throw to first, but he's safe. And now the stadium's attention turns back to the man on the mound.
Gotta hope he's okay on the mound. Maybe a turning point here.
Nick Swisher steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Heading out towards shallow right. Springer has it in his tracks. He's got it 1 away.
He continues to pitch well out there. Here's his pitch breakdown so far.
Tyler Flowers will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
Here's the first pitch to him. Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
This guy just continues to pound the strike zone. He's thrown a first pitch strike to 90% of the batters he's faced. Look how late we are into this ball game, and that's the difference for him.
Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Swing and a miss as he ran that 2-seamer right by him for the second out.
And for a catcher playing in this heat, taking all those foul tips, squatting, you know he's dead tired after being out there all day. So maybe you can forgive him just a little bit if his bat speed isn't lightning quick right now.
Jace Peterson will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. First pitch on its way. Swing and a little tapper, but that one rolls foul. The 0-1 delivery. Bounce to first. He's got it, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1 left for Atlanta. Score remains deadlocked at 2-2. Carlos Gomez steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Carlos Gomez.
Line toward the alley in left center, and that's going to be a base hit, so the possible go-ahead run is on here to start the home half of the 7th.
A good sign here to start the home 7th. He finds a pitch to his liking there, and now the go-ahead run's on base to kick off the inning.
Evan Gaddis will dig in. He's flown out and hit into a double play in 2 trips. Benuelos just to the right of the mound. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
He might have had that one stolen that time, but he winds up popping this one up, so runner has to go back to first.
Luis Valbuena will come forward now. He has flied out and singled so far. There goes Gomez. Little chopper back to the mound. And he won't even think about second as he'll flip on to first for the sure out.
Yeah, and here with the runner who's on the move, you've got no chance of even thinking about getting the double play. So a smart idea there just to take the sure out at first.
John Singleton will stand in now. He's struck out and flied out, 0 for 2 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Again to third. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. Slapped hard the opposite way. That's in there. Base hit. He'll come home with it. And he is out at the plate. Trying to take the lead, but this game's going to remain deadlocked as the inning is over. Michael Bourne will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No.
Now some action out in the Houston bullpen as it appears both a lefty and a right-hander are up to throw. On to the 8th now as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball 1. And Bourne will take it again, and it's 2-0 now. Three and 0 now.
And it goes without saying, but this has to be in the strike zone. You don't want him on base to start off the inning.
Swinging away, and now the count will be 3-1. No leadoff walk just yet as that finds the strike zone, and the count comes full at 3-2.
Boy, if he can get him right here, coming back from 3-0, what a way to start the inning that would be.
Swing and a line drive, but this is a foul ball. Checked his swing there, and did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire, so it's ball 4.
The left fielder, number 11.
I almost got him to go around there. The question will be, did he break the plane? And show motion says that's awfully close. I don't know if you can definitely say either way, but he's going to take first base regardless.
Now here comes the Houston manager out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And it would appear he's seen enough of his starter this afternoon. He'll depart with our score tied, and he'll still be accountable for the runner at first, and the best he can do is a no decision in this one.
Your attention, please. Now
So with a lefty waiting, they'll go to a lefty of their own out of the bullpen here.
Set.
Here's Ender Inciarte as he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, and that's the swing of a guy hoping for a first pitch curveball right there. If he gets it, he hammers it. If not, he's about 3 feet too late.
Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
That's his strength. He wants to try and come in and jam you, so you got to be ready to try and turn on something.
And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Yeah, you know they've been going hard in, but with the count the way it is right now, this opens up a whole lot more options.
And a check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out. Not a lot of offense to go around, but a very tightly contested ball game. 2-2 our score here in the 8th, as it's starting to look more like one run may be enough to win this one. Eric Ibar gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Oh, and he hung the slider here, and it's a towering drive out to deep left field. This ball is gone. A home run. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left, and it's given the Braves a 4-2 lead.
This is a situation where you wonder how much of his concentration is on first base and how much of it is on home plate. Because if you're not 100% locked in on the guy at the plate, folks will make you pay at this level.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, as he overcommits here to a slider out of the zone. 1 strike to count.
And these guys already have 1 home run here in the inning, and now you get to the real power guys here. So you need to be careful.
And he takes strike 2. They haven't played perfectly as it's hit on the ground. Altuve fields it cleanly. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting.
Yeah, and he had to range deep for this one, and you've also got to worry about that ball hitting the lip of the outfield grass. So you got to hang with it just like he did, and he made a nice play.
Nick Markakis will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one. Usually a major force in their offense.
Saws him off here as this ball's popped into the air. And he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning. But 2 in the inning for Atlanta, both coming on this 2-run home run. On now to the bottom of inning number 8. It's now a 4-2 Atlanta lead. Leading off the inning, Jason Castro, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least 1 back here in this inning.
First delivery to him on the way. Hard liner toward short, but Ibar is there to pull this one in, and that becomes a tough first down.
Yeah, and late in a close game like this, that would have been a good leadoff base runner to have, and he definitely hits this ball hard. It's just pretty much right at the glove.
Jose Altuve will stand in for the 4th time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
Here it comes. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0.
And even though on the mound he's had his way with him, this is a dangerous customer, so don't get to thinking you're bulletproof out there.
Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. In the air, out to right. Moving under it, Markakis, 2 down.
The right fielder, number 4, George Springer.
George Springer will stand in as they're quickly down to their final 4 outs tonight.
And Matt, they'd like nothing more than to ignite a 2-out rally right here. Maybe scratch at least 1 across before the 9th.
Now the pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. He continues to get ahead here. He's been in complete control.
I think you need to guard yourself from being overconfident, though. A bloop and a blast could still turn this game on its ear.
Very weakly on the ground. Foul ball, strike 2. And another foul ball. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Astros go down 1-2-3. They trail it here 4-2. Striding in to start the 9th, Adonis Garcia, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
And he's already been on base 3 times in this ballgame, so let's see if he can do it one more time.
Line to the right side. Springer is there. 1 quick out to start inning number 9.
The designated hitter,
Nick Swisher will stand in. He flew out his last time up. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort.
And even on 0-2, you don't want guys to get into a comfort level up there.
And a swing and a miss here, and the first 2 are dispatched to begin the 9th.
It just overmatched him there. It's a 1-2 fastball, and this is right by him. Absolutely no contest.
Here now is the catcher, Tyler Flowers. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
This is not the first time today that he's chased out of the zone. And that's why he's looking at a hat trick.
And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane of the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Well, I think that fastball is just for show there. He's not trying to throw this for a strike.
And here's a ball hit in the air. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. So they're Carlos Correa will start it off here in their half of the 9th, and no sign of a reliever. They're going to let him try to finish this one off.
Well, he's been brilliant so far, so why not see if he can take it the distance? It just doesn't happen these days very often.
He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. Hit to short. Ibar fields it cleanly. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
The batter,
Colby Rasmus will stand in now. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch so far. Into the seats, 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
And for all the pitches he's thrown, only one walk so far. That's a little bit surprising.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. So this is pulled in by the shortstop, but they'll just get the 1 out here as the runner will get back safely at first. So a runner at first now with 1 away, and standing in the speedy Carlos Gomez. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
He's done a really good job of kind of getting ahead of hitters here by throwing first pitch strikes to 70% of the batters he's faced, and that's why he's doing so well.
Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ball game.
He's bounced back nicely here after the leadoff single. Kept the guy anchored at first. But he's done what he's needed to do.
Evan Gattis makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the 9th inning.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for him anymore, but you know what? There's no clock in this sport, and that's for good reason. You've got to fight for all 27 outs.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
And this offense has just been stuck in neutral. Even when they get a guy on to start the inning, they've got nothing to go with it.
And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate, but could not cash in.
Well, we talked about how they needed a good outing out of this guy, and he gave them that and even more, finishing off the complete game victory.
Before we take our leave, time for a look at our final line score here in what turned out to be a close 2-run victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, you'll see the numbers here coming up. He went the distance in this one, allowing just 2 runs, and he survived a couple of rough spots to get this complete game victory.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Braves are winners here, 4-2. So long from Houston.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon for the victorious Atlanta Braves. 4 runs on 8 hits. 1 error. They left 4 men on base. For the Astros, 2 runs on 5 hits. No errors. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 48 minutes. A reminder that post-game Metro Light Rail trains can be picked up at Main Street Square, just 6 blocks from Minute Maid Park between Walker and Dallas.